You owned your home on the main line for 20, 30, or even 40 years, and you are thinking about selling. This video is for you. According to national real estate data, homeowners who lived in their homes for 20 plus years make some of the most expensive mistakes when selling, simply because the market has changed so much since they last moved. Today, I'll walk you through what actually matters and how to avoid losing money or creating unnecessary stress. Hi, I'm Mila. I'm a realtor here on the main line in suburban Philadelphia. You see my phone on the screen 908-323-6286. Call me or text me if you're planning to sell. I work primarily with downsizers, homeowners selling long-held family homes. The emotional side of downsizing. Now let's talk about the part that doesn't show up in spreadsheets. Selling a home you've lived in for decades is emotional, and that is completely normal. This isn't just property, it is where life happened. Holidays, routines, milestones, memories you didn't even realize were attached to the walls. Studies shows that downsizing is among the top 3 most stressful life transitions, alongside retirement and the loss of loved ones. That alone tells you something important. This isn't a transaction to rush. What I see far too often is people feeling pressured by the market, by family, or by timelines that doesn't actually belong to them. And that pressure leads to decisions that don't feel right later. Selling too quickly, agreeing to terms they weren't comfortable with, or feeling regret instead of relief after closing. You don't need urgency before you are ready. You don't need someone telling you what you should do. You need clarity, honesty, and plan that respects what this home represents and where you are going next. A good sale should feel like thoughtful transition, not a scramble. Statistically, the average homeowner today lives in their home about 13 plus years. Many of my clients have lived in there 2 or 3 times longer than that. That means online advice, national headlines, and what worked years ago often don't apply to you anymore. This video is specifically for your situation. Why mainline homes are different? One of the most common things I hear is, my home is dated, so it's probably won't sell for much. But here's what the data and experience show. In established suburban markets like the main line, locations accounts for up to 60 to 70% of the home value. That matters far from more than finishes. Buyers here care deeply about school districts, lot size, workability, neighborhood character, and long-term stability. That's why many homes with original kitchens or older bathrooms still sell extremely well when they're positioned correctly. Your home doesn't need to be new. It needs to be understood and marketed properly. The biggest mistake, over-renovating. This is where many downsizers lose their money. There are belief that you must fix everything before selling. But nationally, remodeling data shows that most major renovations return only 50 to 70% of their cost. Kitchen remodels average return 60%, bathroom renovation around 50 to 60%, and high-end updates often return even less. On the main line, many buyers actually prefer to customize themselves. So, when sellers spend $80,000 trying to modernize a home, they often price out of buyer, limit flexibility, and don't see their money back. Sometimes doing less but doing it intentionally leads to better outcome. What actually moves the needle? So, what does make a difference? According to National Association of Realtors, staged home sells up to 73% faster and from 1 to 5% more than average price. On a mainline home, that can mean tens of thousands of dollars without constructions. Strategic decluttering, light cosmetic updates, proper staging guidance, and professional presentation consistently outperform heavily renovated homes. Buyers want clarity. They want to see potential. They want to understand the lifestyle. That's where preparation and marketing matters more than just updates. What I recommend before you sell. Before listing, and honestly, even before deciding when to list, I always recommend starting with information, not pressure, not commitments, just clarity. Specifically, I encourage homeowners to understand their true market value based on real local data, not online estimates, which improvements actually matter to mainline buyers, which updates are likely to pay off, and how different timelines might affect both price and stress. I also recommend thinking through the transition itself. Where are you going next? Do you want flexibility or certainty? Would selling now simply things or complicate them? Homeowners who plan 6 or 12 months in advance consistently net more money, feel more confident, and avoid last-minute decisions they later regret. Even if you don't sell for a year, understanding your options early puts you in control. Information gives you leverage, and leverage gives you better outcomes. If you are considering downsizing or selling a long-held home on the main line, whether that's now, later this year, or even further out, I'm always happy to talk. That conversation doesn't have to lead anywhere. No pressure, no obligation. Sometimes it's just about answering questions, talking through scenarios, or helping you understand what matters and what doesn't. And if this video was helpful, I created a simple downsizer and checklist that walks through everything we talked about today, step by step. You'll find the information below. And if you'd like more mainline specific guidance like this, feel free to subscribe. I share honest local advice for homeowners making thoughtful decisions. Thank you for watching.